Hi, and welcome to your Yoga Flow class, series of online classes that we're offering now. I'm Valeria, here for Rooted 956. So let's begin. Come into a comfortable seated position, lengthen in the spine, close the eyes. Take a deep breath in and exhale through the nose. Start to bring the attention to the breath. On your next inhale, bring your arms up. Reach towards the sky. Bring your hands to heart center. Again, on your next inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. On your next inhale, really reach to the sides and up. Take your gaze up to stretch the back of the neck. And exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhale up. This time, bring the elbows together as well to start to begin stretching the back and dip the elbows into the upper body. Do that a few more times at your own pace. Inhaling and exhaling. Starting to ground. We're all going to pause here in the middle. On our next inhale, we're going to take the arms up. Then we're going to reach over to your right side and take a side stretch. On your inhale, see if you can maybe turn your chest up towards the sky. And then on your exhale, reach a little further. Make sure that you're bending your elbows so that your shoulder is away from the neck and you're not crunching the neck like this. Remember to open the chest on the inhale. Exhale, use it to deepen. On your next inhale, we're going to come up and take it over all the way to the other side. Inhale. Rotate the chest up. Exhale, deepen. On your next inhale, you're going to come up. And exhale, we're going to bring our fingertips to the front of the mat and reach forward for a forward bend. Use the inhale to lengthen in the spine and the exhale to deepen. On your next inhale, you're going to come all the way up, bringing your hands up with you, up to the sky, and we're going to take a twist. Again, use your breath. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to deepen. On your next inhale, let's switch sides. Let's inhale, come to center. We're going to keep the arms lifted, and we're going to take our arms into eagle arms, left under right. So bring them. So here, if your arms don't come all the way around, you can just put together the back of the hands against each other. And if they do, you're trying to bring palm to palm. Raise the elbows so that they're at the same height as your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, fold forward, round the back. Stretch the upper back and the shoulder blades. And on your next inhale, we're going to come up, release the arms, switch the cross of the arms, right under left this time. Again, lift the elbows so that you begin stretching the upper back. And then we're going to fold forward. Inhale, come up, undo the arms, take one last stretch up, really reach. And exhale, hands to heart center. From here, we're going to take it over to cat-cow. So you're going to come onto all fours. And we're going to begin to do cat-cow. So on the inhale, you drop the belly, you press into the mat, open the chest as much as you can, and point the sits bones up to the sky. Exhale, leading with the belly, belly to spine, around the back. Lower the head. Push into the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. You can begin to do hip circles, pushing your hips back towards the heels and around, coming back to the top of the mat. And then switch directions. From here, we're going to come into a yogi squat. If you have a block available, you can place it in front of you for support. Bring the feet hip distance a little bit further apart and come down into a squat. You can use a block to sit on it here if you need to. Use the inhale to lengthen the spine. Use the elbows to open the knees outward, starting to open those hips. Now, if you're sitting on a block, you'd like to remove the block at this time. We're going to take a little bit of a twist. So bringing one arm up. Then switching sides. Then again, option to grab onto the opposite ankle, if that's helpful. And then the other side. So now if you have your block handy, you're going to bring it out in front of you and place your hands on the block. We're going to begin to lift the hips into a forward fold. You're using the block to keep your back as straight as possible. We're going to do this a few times to warm up the hips. So we come down and then push up. Come down and then push up. Down. And maybe fold a little deeper. Let the head drop. Take your time. Inhale, come down. And exhale, push up. From here, center your left arm onto the block or on the floor and open for a side standing twist. Lower the arms, switch sides. And coming down. You're going to keep your hips low, bend the knees if you need to so that you can walk your hands all the way to the front of the mat and take your first downward dog. From here, warm up in your downward dog by pedaling the legs one at a time, pushing your knees down onto the mat. You can bend the knees deep, lengthen in the spine, push the sits bones up, and then lower the heels. If your hamstrings are still tight, do one at a time. From here, we're going to take the right leg up to downward dog splits and bring it all the way through for knee to nose. So inhale, lift the right leg, really reach, engage the back leg, and then round the back, bring it through knee to nose. Inhale, reach once again. And now we're going to bring the knee to the tricep on the same side. Inhale, lift, knee to nose, one more time. Inhale, lift, knee to tricep. Inhale, lift the same leg, and we're going to bring it all the way through for gecko pose. So you want to bring it on the outside of both hands. Use the arm to help you get it up nice and wide. Lower the back knee. We're here. Take a moment to find the stretch. Bring the chest forward. Open the chest as much as you can. From here, we're going to bring the right arm, right hand on the right knee, and take a twist. Deepen. Option to bring your arm up. Another option here is to bring it back. Reaching through the fingertips, pushing down with the lower arm onto the mat. Bring it forward. And here you have an option to take it down even lower. If you have a block, you can place it here and bring your forearms onto the block. Or you can remove the block and bring the forearms all the way down to the ground. Come back onto your palms, remove the block. Plant both hands. You're going to tuck the back toes under, and you're going to try to kick up all the way to downward dog in one lift, like as you were in plank. So you lift the knee off the mat and then take it up nice and high. Reach. Breathe. Bring it down. Other side, we're going to take the left leg up and bring knee to nose. Round the back. Really reach, engage that core. Inhale, come up. Exhale, knee to tricep. Bring your body as it was in high plank. Let the knee hover high. Inhale, reach. Knee to nose again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, reach. Then we're going to take the left leg over to the outside of the hands, gecko pose. Try to make it as much as you can, and then use the hand to help you get it in place, aligned with the front of your hands. Lower the knee. Inhale, bring the chest forward. Feel as though your hips are stretching a little bit more when you adjust the chest forward. Try to keep the knee close to the body. Breathe. Let's take the hand over to the knee and take a twist. Options to stay here, to lift the arm, or to take it back parallel to the back leg. One more breath on your next inhale. Come back and bring your forearms either onto the block or onto the floor to deepen the stretch. Take your hands back to the mat. Remove the block. Plant the hands, curl the toes under, push it up to downward dog. Splits, reach nice and tall. Coming down, downward dog. Breathing deeply. We're going to take the right leg up to downward dog splits, and we're going to bring it through for a high lunge. So inhale, lift. Exhale, bring it through. High lunge. Leave the back heel lifted. Find your balance. Deepen the posture. Inhale, arms up. Take a little back bend. Engage the back leg. Push through the back leg. From here, we're going to take our hands down to heart center. We're going to move into warrior two by bringing our weight forward, trying to float that back leg up as we move our weight forward into warrior three. Now slowly with control, let's see if we can land that back leg into warrior two by bending the front leg. Both toes and heel land. Adjust your feet if you need to here. And move into warrior one. Square the hips. Take the breath up. Bring the ribs in and maybe go a little lower. Look down and make sure that the knee is not over the toes on the front foot. We're going to reverse our warrior here, keeping the legs in the same position. And then we're going to take our flow, bring your hands down. Step it back to plank, into chaturanga on the exhale. You can use your knees on the mat if you need to. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Other side, left leg, downward dog split. Bring it through for a high lunge. Try to make your step really wide. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, deepening, finding the pose. Adjusting what needs to be to adjust, engaging the back leg. Energy through the back heel. Bring the ribs in. Push into the back leg. Little bit of a back bend. And inhale, hands to heart center. Let's take it over to our warrior three. Bring your weight forward. Lift that back leg. Find your balance. Again, we're going to try to lower into that warrior one by lowering the back leg and bending the front knee to land softly with control. This time, toes and heels stay on the mat. Find your warrior one. Lower, lift the chest. Bring the ribs in. Take the shoulders away from the neck and maybe deepen the posture. Again, look down and make sure that your knee is not over the toes on the front foot. We're going to reverse the warrior. And we're going to take our flow, lower the hands, step it back to chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale, up dog cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Left leg goes up, downward dog splits. We're going to take it into a high lunge one more time. Lift the arms. Back heel is off the mat. Bring your hands to heart center. Deepen in the posture. On your next inhale, lift the chest. Make space, and we're going to take a twist over that front knee. Back leg is active. Energy shooting out of the back heel. Option to stay here and try to center your hands to the heart center or open your arms. And inhale, lift. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, and let's take our flow. Step it back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Left leg goes up. Bring it through, nice and wide stance. Find your footing, find your balance. Lift. Engage that back leg, energy through the back heel. Inhale, lift. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale. On the next inhale, we're going to take it over to a twist. Now work with the arms to try to center the hands into the middle of the chest. You can stay here, you can open your arms. Inhale, reach. And exhale, take your flow. Take a moment here to reset. Catch your breath if you need to. You can also take a child's pose. Grab a drink of water. One more breath. You're going to walk to the front of the mat. Take a halfway lift on the inhale, flat back. Fold forward on the exhale. Lift all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. From here, you're going to stay on the front of your mat. I'm going to turn to face you. We're going to come into our chair pose. So lift, arms up, inhale. Exhale, sit deep in your chair. Point the pinkies to the center, adjust your feet, your weight. Try to bring the weight forward towards the toes. Maybe try to lift the heels. Mine are lifted. Lift the heels. Lower the hips. Lower the heels. Inhale. Staying in the chair, we're going to bring our hands to heart center. Lower in the chair just a little bit more and take a twist. Push into the palms, into each other. Open. When we come up through center, our legs are going to stay in chair pose. So inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to heart center. And take it over to the other side. Trying to bring those hands to the center of the chest. You can stay here or open. Then we're going to come back. Chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, let's take a chair pose again. This time we're going to stay here. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. We're going to take a twist. Then we're going to come up the middle. Keep the legs in chair pose. Twist. Up the middle. Twist. Up the middle. Twist. Up the middle. Now we're going to stay here in chair. I'm going to take both arms out on the exhale. And inhale, still sitting nice and low, squeezing the thighs together. Now one arm at a time. Using the breathing. Stay low. And fold forward. Release the legs. Come all the way up on the inhale to your mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Check out the legs if you need to, because we're still going to work here in chair pose. So from here, we're going to take our chair pose and we're going to inhale, sit deep, and we're going to take the left leg back to a warrior two. So you stay low, inhale, warrior two. You're going to come back, other leg, warrior two. Inhale, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exhale, lower your warrior. Inhale, exhale, nice and deep. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, last one. Exhale. So you're going to stay in your chair. I'm just going to turn around and face you. We're going to stay in our chair. Take the twist over to the right side. And either stay here, trying to lower. I'm going to give two options here. You can take the weight over to the left leg and start beginning to lift the knee with the twist. Another option here is to lower the hands and prepare for side crow. So you bring your hands to the mat next to you. You create chaturanga arms with your arms, a little tabletop. Start bringing your weight forward onto the arms. Start seeing if you can lift your feet off the mat. Breathing. Lower. Coming up to the side, to chair. And exhale. Nice job, everyone. Let's go over to the other side. Inhale. Exhale, sit on the chair. We're going to take our twist over to the other side. Make space between the ribs and the knees. Find your twist, then bring the weight over to the right side. Start lifting the knee, pushing into the elbow, into the knee with the elbow, bringing your chest. 4, you can work there trying to deepen the twist, or you can set up for side crow. You come all the way down to the floor, place your arms so that your elbow is creating a shelf width to your knee, so nice and close, and then your upper body is going to come rest on the other arm, so it can help it a little bit. We're going to start lifting the feet off the ground. Give you a few breaths to work on that. If you fall out of your crow pose, don't worry, maybe you can try the twist with the one-legged balancing pose. You have a few minutes here to work on either of those options that we gave. The twist, you can stay in the twist, try to deepen. You can lift one leg, try to balance on one leg with a twist, if that's a challenge, or begin working on your side crow. Now, side crow, I'll talk about it a little bit more. For those of you that are attempting it, you want to bring your elbows really close to your body. One elbow's on your hip. The front knee is about where the tricep is, and you're going to start bringing your weight forward. So you want the weight coming forward to be what's lifting your feet off the ground. And come back. All right, after that, let's take a child's pose. Here the knees can be apart or they can be together. Find this time to reset your breath, to take a sip of water. And then when we're ready, we're going to come up to be seated on our heels, and we're going to come into full plank. Make sure that your hips are not too high. Make sure you're in one straight line, engaging your core and pushing into the mat. Breathing. Let the heels drop over to the right and open up to your side plank. Options are to bring the bottom leg down for balance, to help you with balance. Opening the chest, reaching up. Other options are bringing the top leg up, toes towards the knee, or raising the leg straight as possible. We're holding here for one more breath, and then we come back to high plank. Without lowering the plank, let's take it to the other side. Use whatever option worked for you. Either bottom knee on the mat, toes towards the knee, or legs straight out. And we come down to full plank. Knees come onto the mat. Take a child's pose. From here, we're going to begin to work in dolphin pose. So whenever you're ready, come back up, seated on your heels. You're going to come onto your forearms and measure the distance by grabbing onto your elbows, interlacing the hands in front of you. You're going to go tuck the toes under, and you're going to pop the hips like if you were in downward dog. Pressing into the mat, you're going to walk those toes as close as you can to your upper body. Hold for a breath, and then walk it back. Now, just a reminder that the head is not on the mat at this time. Walk as much as you can and walk it back. If at any moment you need to come down on your knees, go ahead, but we're going to try that for a few more breaths. So keep walking your feet closer and then farther apart. So you should be still working in dolphin. So once you come up, close as you can, lift one leg up in the air. See if you can maybe take some little hops to bring some of the weight onto the forearms, and then switch sides. You can stay here or you can begin to hop. And then lower. Now from here, if you have room to come close to the wall, bring your mat close to a wall that you have at your house. Here, you can practice two things. You can either take your hands and keep them in forearm stand, how we were practicing dolphin pose, and see if you can get up and have your feet touch the wall and come down. Remember, if you're bouncing off the mat to come touch the wall, your head is not on the floor. No head on the floor for that. But if not, if that's not an option for you today, another option is coming into downward dog with your heels as close to the wall as you can. Then you're going to bring one leg up and then the other. And you're going to try to come into an L shape. So not too high where you're like this, but lower so that your upper body and your lower body are in a right angle. Then here you can start playing by lifting one leg, pointing the other leg to push the weight into the hands, and then the other side. Use the wall for safety since you're practicing at home. And then if you're brave enough to practice full handstand on the wall, I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that here. I'm getting a nice breeze. Use the wall for support since you're home alone. So how do you use the wall for support? For handstands, you stand in front of the wall, you lift one leg, start doing little hops. Until you reach the wall. Make it fun, make it your practice. Play with it for a little bit. Now, whenever you're ready, we're going to come back onto the mat on your knees. Place the hands on your mat and bring the front knee towards your hands for pigeon pose. Scoot the back leg out. Take a glance to see that it's directly behind your hip. Adjust the front leg as far up or as far close to your body as you want to be. but make sure that the leg is flexed, that the foot is flexed. I'm sorry, front foot is flexed. We're coming up here, inhaling big deep breath in and opening the chest, and then coming forward onto the forearms, onto the block, or onto your forehead. Option to come up here. Your options are to try to take the weight out of your hands and still stay up with a nice straight upper body, or use your hand for support and take it back to reach for the back leg and bring the foot in for a quad stretch. And we're going to release. We're going to bring the back leg all the way over the front leg. Sole of the foot is on the mat. Take the opposite arm up and take knee over elbow for a twist. Use the inhale to lengthen. Lengthen the spine and exhale to deepen. And we release. Now this leg at the top, the left leg is going to be the one coming forward for pigeon. So we place it that using the help of your arms, your hands, down at the mat. Find your pigeon pose. Remember to flex that front foot. Take a deep breath in, lengthen in the spine, and then fold forward onto your forearms or onto your block or forehead on the mat. Adjust your legs, try to square your hips so that they're even. And then come up. Your options here are to start working on releasing the weight from the fingertips, or to reach back, take the leg into a quad stretch. Once we release, we're going to swing that top leg all the way around over the bottom leg, sole of the foot on the mat. Adjust your hips if you need to. Left arm goes up and elbow goes over the knee. And we're going to begin our twist. Things you could do while you're in twist and not just hang out is to push this bottom leg into the mat actively to help you twist a little more. Also using the elbow, pushing the knee. You can bring the arm through to begin to attempt to bind, releasing that back hand. Once you find your bind, try to lengthen. Gaze to the back. Now we're going to release. Leave that top leg on top. Lean back into your hands, bottom leg, sole of the foot comes onto the onto the mat into a figure 4. You're going to walk your legs up, walk your hands as much as you can and your hips as much as you can towards that front leg for a figure 4 stretch. Using your hands to help you stretch a little further, pushing into the mat, pushing your upper body forward. Top foot is flexed. Then we're going to switch. So make space again by lowering the arms, switching the cross, ankle over knee. Start walking your hands so that your chest is close to the leg, and then walk into that lower leg to make a deeper stretch. Top foot is flexed. Release from here. You're going to lower all the way down into bridge pose. You're going to align your knees over the ankles. Bring the hips up off the mat. Place your block underneath and then relax into bridge pose. And you're going to come up on your tiptoes, release the block, lower the heels and lower the hips down slowly, and extend the legs into Shavasana. Or in my case, suntan. The sun's coming out now. So stay here in your Shavasana pose as you scan your body for any tension that you might have left. Send your breath to that tension. And then exhale with an open mouth breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale. One more time, nice and loud. Inhale and exhale. Take a moment to notice how your body's feeling, to kind of take in the benefits from your yoga practice today. I hope that you all enjoyed that. I did, with the sun and the wind and the birds. Hope to see you on here soon. My name is Valeria for Rooted 956. Namaste. Have a great day.